the scene where I was right.
I'm skipping over that because I don't want to admit to the fact that you were right.
Oh my God. I'll talk about it.
You can talk about it.
I'll talk about it then. Whenever you're ready. Go ahead. I'll tell you what I was right. I'll tell you what I was right about. Yeah.
Piece of mustard.
You know, like I said before, I've never been a huge Star Wars fan. So for me, it was kind of just like I actually enjoyed The Last Jedi better, and mostly because I got to lay in my own bed and watch it and all that. But I thought the movie did do a lot of good things. I was kind of hoping to see more of the Finn story about his background and his family heritage and all that stuff when you meet the other former stormtroopers. And I thought there was going to be more to that, and I was kind of disappointed there wasn't. But it was, all you know what's going to happen, you know how it's going to end, and it's just like, hurry up and get to the point. For me, there was like a couple parts where it should have ended, but then you're like,
oh, you're still going?
Yeah.
Was Finn's character like supposed to like make you feel more like connected to the stormtroopers? Like, was that the purpose of his character?
I felt like that in the beginning, but they really got away from that. Like,
because I still don't give a about stormtroopers.
They're not storming or
I watched the show How I Met Your Mother. There's a part where the women that the guys are dating or whatever, they don't understand that stormtroopers are actually humans. So they thought they were robots when the Death Star.
That's what I always thought.
Right. They thought when the Death Star blew up that they were just robots, and so when they realized they're humans, they're like, oh my God, like we're supposed to like those are actual people that all died. Right. That's kind of how I felt.
They try to humanize.
Yeah, and you see Finn, he takes off his helmet for the first time, and it's like, oh. Like,
because usually that's not something
black, and it's like, oh.
Because that's usually not something that you see in like, the Star Wars movies. Like, usually you don't see the stormtroopers without helmets. In the prequels,
and you shouldn't.
In the prequels, they were clones.
Yeah.
Right. So now, you fast forward, they're no longer clones. They're just like people
slaves
pushed into into war, and they don't want to do these things. But
so they beat you over the head the fact that they were slaves and they were
and of course
brainwashed.
The one they took the mask off was
the black guy.
Okay. Yeah, but then in this movie, Rise of Skywalker, you actually meet a whole colony of former stormtroopers, and guess who they all are? They're all black.
They're all black people. Yeah, they're all black people.
The messaging is just
they are like killing it with the.
But like I said, I thought there was going to be more of that background, more story to that. They're just like, oh yeah, we're former stormtroopers too,
right? And that's it.
And we just so happen to be on this island or this planet that nobody knew about. But hey, we're here. We're going to join you guys now. So let's all be friends.
Right.
And I was kind of like, yeah.
Well, it's so funny how they try to make you care about stormtroopers. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like cut because I haven't seen the movie, so I shouldn't.
So the problem with that is, real quick, is that Finn is a doof. So in the first one, he's kind of a loser.
He's a failed stormtrooper.
Yeah, he's a failed stormtrooper.
You couldn't even get that right.
So it's the same thing. He's a doof. He's a dumb goof. Like, same thing. So that's what he does throughout the course of the movie. He does dumb stuff and he's goofy. And he's basically just a character that we're supposed to laugh at. So why would I care about what this guy went through? Because every time he does something and he's having a serious moment, he follows that up with something doofy, dumb and goofy. So I don't really care.
And like, I thought there was.
And then he's a simp.
I thought there was supposed to be like some sort of love story between him and Rey. That like it was built in the first one, and the second one that it doesn't manifest. And then the third one was like
doesn't manifest.
It doesn't, and then now
he's in love with someone else.
But I don't. How? Huh?
You just met her.
And then the whole Rey thing at the end is like, what?
Oh yeah, that was odd.
What?
But did she kiss a girl? Is that
no?
She might as well have. But I'm sorry, that just come out of me. I didn't know that was coming, but yeah, she might as well have. So.
And I expected her at the end of the movie go run up to Finn and like finally they had their big climactic kiss and I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen.
No, not at all.
No. Yeah. Okay.
So So what do you think?
She's a strong woman. She don't need Finn, man.
She don't need Finn. No,
she needed somebody else.
She needed something. She needed something. Just wasn't what Finn had.
Yeah. No.
So what are you giving it?
I guess.
Are you going lit? Are you going trash? What are you going?
I give it I'll give it a spark.
Oh, it's got a spark. There's some life here. There is life.
Hey, man.
Because it looked great. I wish I could have watched it in 3D, but it looked great. It was visually
probably would have been.
It would have been amazing in 3D.
It probably would have been.
I liked it. They brought back my man Billy D. Williams.
We're going to have to disagree on that. We're going to have to disagree. Because I did not like that they brought it back. He's way too cool. He is way too cool for Star Wars. He's like, y'all out here fighting? Man, that's crazy.
But I thought it was like a nice little...
I'm just going to fly the Millennium Falcon around. What are you doing over there, little robot? Yeah? You got shot? Cool. I'm like, bro, they're in a war. Cool. Like, get your ass out of here.
Nice little ball on top and, wrap it up and set them off. But yeah, I give it a little spark.
He gave it Chris, your boy gave it a spark. Like I said, Lord didn't get to see it. I did get to see it, and I had some notes when I came out of there. Predictable ending. Last battle was disappointing. The tech issues, oh my God. Y'all can go warp speed, but you have to have an 8-track to send a hologram message? What are we doing
Wait,
here?
is that supposed to be like a joke? Like an
No.
joke?
So they're running, right? And they show up to this little spot, this hub, so they can get a message from the trader.
Right.
And they take an 8-track, drop it from one ship through the
They
roof
literally
of the
drop it with a wire
through the roof of the Millennium
into another
Falcon
spaceship.
and hook it up to R2D2 so that they can record a message. And the message had nothing to do with anything.
So they can send this message, right? And to your
Wait,
point,
so the person they had to send it to, were like, did they have like old?
All the message was, hey,
like a
there's a
boomer?
spy. And that was it. Like, y'all could have hit the comms for that.
right, like, yo, there's a spy. Yo, there's a spy. Send that back.
Send an email.
Now, in a galaxy far, far away where there's warp speed, there should definitely be email. Seriously. But to your point, I do think it is a running joke throughout the course of Star Wars because the tech is always like either it's really good or it's really bad.
Mind you, like when the story first came out, it was the 70s. So like I think they're just keeping with the fact that a lot of the stuff that was originally designed in the 70s is...
Well, no, but it's just like even back in the 70s, like think about like, okay, you're in a spaceship going warp speed. Like let's try to do some new things. Like that was the 70s. And they kind of kept that running throughout the theme. So in the course of this movie, tech was a holdup. It was a hang up for certain situations. We got to get this one thing, but the only way we can do it is drill through our robot's head. What? Like this is the crux of the movie now? Like you traveled planet to planet within the matter of minutes, but you have to, the only way you can get this message out of this robot's head is to drill in his head? Come on, man. They killing me with this. Let's see. And, let's not talk about the ending where you have a massive, the biggest fleet the galaxy's ever seen. But in order for all of these massive and great star powerful killer ships, they have to have one signal to get off of the planet. And of course that one signal is attached to one ship. Yeah, bro. I like, come on, man.
No.
You're killing me.
The proper. It was on an antenna.
Well, first it was on an antenna on the ground. Oh, and because they found out it was on the antenna, we're gonna move it to an antenna on a ship, the one that we're on. So if they blow it up because they have to beat us, they're gonna kill us anyway. Whatever. Who made y'all? Like, who made y'all captains of war? But anyway, I digress. So, yeah, that was a big part of my problems with the movies right offhand. And then, of course, they tried to make up for every mistake that they made with the last Jedi. So they literally made Luke Skywalker say, "I was wrong." Like, okay, we get it. you didn't like how your character was portrayed in The Last Jedi. We understand. So they tried to make up for that. And then the whole Princess Leia stuff, rest in peace to Carrie Fisher, but she had died, obviously, before they shot this movie. So there are a lot of cut scenes, especially in the beginning, of a person playing Carrie Fisher's backside as Rey is talking to her, and then switching to a Carrie Fisher scene that she didn't shoot. Like, I think they could have found a better way to handle that. In my opinion, you guys are making.
I think it'd have made more sense.
$1 billion
she
movies.
died filming right after The Force Awakens, or was it like during
during Last Jedi, or it was like during Last Jedi, or right after film, or right before filming wrapped, because those scenes are from The Last Jedi.
Yeah, they should have written it into the story where she dies then.
Because she does die in this movie. She could have died a lot sooner. No disrespect, but for storytelling purposes and like to make the movie move along.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of forced.
It was super forced. Like they literally forced like her character into the movie. Yeah. So those were like super problematic things about the movie itself. And the movie, it just has a hard time. There's so much story going on that it has a hard time actually telling people stories. Like you said, the Finn stuff. Finn is in this movie. He loves Rey. He doesn't ever tell Finn, Rey, I gotta tell you something. No, doesn't tell her. Rey, so what you want to tell Rey? Never tells her. And all of a sudden they show up on a planet and there's another black lady and that's who he falls in love with out of nowhere. Like, that's nuts to me. You've been in love with this woman for years now, because presumably they've known each other for years now at this point, at least 2 years, it seems like. So that never manifests. Then you had the Kylo Ren situation, which I'm sorry, I was never a big fan of my guy. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Does anyone know? What is it? Adam Driver. I was never a big fan of him playing Kylo Ren. I was never, as a person watching the movies, I was never scared of Kylo Ren. They showed him killing people, and even still at that point in time, it's like, you're not Vader, bro. Like, and you're not even close. Like, I don't even think I never thought he was going to end up being on the dark side.
He came across as a pouty child.
Yes,
I think it was
petulant,
and
I
didn't.
It was designed. I don't.
It was just like how they did Anakin in the prequels, right? Like, people talk about how bad the acting was. No, it's bad direction. If you're mad at the acting, it's bad direction. They wanted him to be kind of robotic in like the way he did things and the way he acted. I've seen that guy act in other stuff. He's not a bad actor. So it's the same thing with this here. I've seen Adam Driver act in other stuff. He's not a bad actor. He's just not good in this. And I don't think he has a look.
I don't think he's bad in it. Like, but I just think the character is written poorly. You know.
Yeah, I think the direction is bad for him.
Yeah, the direction is bad. The character is just
like, stop pouting all the time, man. And then the way he even portray, like even the way he acts and emotes in the movie, like it's cringe. Like it made me cringe. Like, ugh, you sound kind of creepy. It's like, Rey, take my hand. Like, yes, no,
you'll take mine.
Like, it's just weird. It's like, no, I don't want to take your hand. I don't want to take your hand. She don't want to take your hand. Like, get out of here. So, like I said, his ending was predictable. Like I said, at the end, of course, Rey, she has a hard time beating Kylo Ren. But, of course, Palpatine shows up in this movie, which goes to my prediction that Palpatine would be Rey's grandfather. And I was right. Because they freaking told us, basically. The movie, out of nowhere, comes with a trailer. And Palpatine has not been at all in these movies. And all of a sudden, he shows up. Why? They hadn't covered Rey's heritage before. They're gonna have to now, because we know this is the end of the film, the end of the series. So what sense? Oh, Palpatine's there, and she's super powerful. For we don't know what reason why. Well, because her grandfather's Palpatine. All right. So it's like all these things super predictable, but some of the good things were the fighting was cool, the action was pretty cool.
They showed off Force abilities.
They did show some Force abilities that were pretty dope. I thought they did a good job with Rey as far as what she could do with the Force.
So can y'all clear something up for me? Because again, never been a huge Star Wars fan, but I thought in order to be able to use a lightsaber, you had to be able to control the Force.
No.
Okay.
You can just turn it on. You can turn it on.
that you're likely to.
Now you're not going to be good at it.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah.
You're not going to be good with it because you don't know how to train. So like, in lieu of all of this, like, there, of course, there's been so much Star Wars stuff. So as a child, just because you have Force sensitive abilities, that does not mean that you will be a Jedi.